Pardon the interruption, but I'm James Franklin. And do you know what it's like to win 70% of your games and get fired?
I'm Brian Kelly. Yes, I do. I guess that makes us family, huh?
I guess
family.
I guess
like that
so.
Southern accent I invented.
Well, that wasn't quite,
I'm from Boston.
Family.
I'm trying.
You got to get that right.
Welcome to the PTI Halloween special, boys and girls. Today's episode, the Blue Jays can close out the Dodgers. Victor Wembanyama does it again. And is Penn State or LSU the better job? But we begin today with last night's NFL game where Lamar Jackson returned to the field for Baltimore and showed no effects of the hamstring injury that had kept him on the sideline. Jackson threw 4 touchdown passes, no interceptions, had a monster rating of 143.2 as the Ravens destroyed Miami 28-6. In response, Miami has fired its general manager, Chris Greer, today and said Mike McDaniel will stay on as coach for the rest of this season. Wilbon, where do you want to start?
Tony, the only place I care to start is Baltimore. And, you know, I did agree with Lamar Jackson to the extent that while you're not playing, you know, single elimination all season, they are playing that now. And they're playing it last week and this week and for the next 3 weeks because they need to win 5 in a row. They need to get back in it, get on Pittsburgh's heels, and that's all last night meant. They beat a homecoming opponent in Miami. So I'm not going to go crazy about the nature of the victory. It's result-based. That's what the Ravens needed. Their defense looked like something the Ravens might be proud of over the last 25 years. Again, they're now averaging up allowing 13 points a game the last 3 games. And Lamar Jackson looks like the MVP he's been.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
I understand that Greer's fired. He's been there a while. He had a decent enough run. They're going to make changes anywhere in the NFL when you're 2-7 coming off another non-playoff season. So that's what's up with Miami. But the news here to me today, competitively, is all about the Ravens.
I think those glasses sell you as James Franklin. I do.
Good.
I think those work. I think those
this
work.
doesn't sell me popping my sweatshirt jersey.
No. So we learned what we knew to be true, that Baltimore's better with Lamar Jackson than they are without him. And he may not be much in the playoffs, but he's great in the regular season. He could be MVP every year. He's got 14 touchdown passes and 1 interception already this year. 14-1, it's a great ratio. Derrick Henry may not have the amount of steps he had before, though he looked good last night. Defense isn't as good as it was before, but they're the best team in that division. Nobody's going to be surprised when they make the playoffs. Miami's a bad team, all right, and they make terrible mistakes. They had long gains that were taken back for stupid penalties last night. They gave up the ball in their own zone of the field last night. They were at home. They scored 6 points against a defense that previously was allowing 30 points a game. When I went to sleep last night, I thought Mike McDaniel would be fired when I woke up in the morning. Instead, they have fired the general manager. I don't know that I would have done that, but they had to do something. They got a trade deadline coming up. Let's see if they're active at the trade deadline. Let's see if they're buyers or sellers. Mike, I think Miami is one of the 2 most disappointing teams in the league, Miami and Washington. And I'll just tell you this. Baltimore came into this game. Yeah, I do. Baltimore came into this game 2-5. And on the road, they were 7.5-point favorite. What does that tell you about Miami? Miami's no good. They're no good.
They beat a homecoming opponent. They're no good. They did what they were supposed to do. If they beat the bad teams on their schedule, they'll climb just even with Pittsburgh, and then we'll see in the last 3 weeks. That's the deal.
I heard you say you don't care at all about statistics. You only care what you care about. Maybe you'd still have that job at Penn State if you cared a little more about statistics. Let's move to basketball. Victor Wembanyama had 27 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 blocks. As the San Antonio Spurs moved to 5-0 for the first time in franchise history, beating Miami 107-101. Wilbon, you've been drooling over Wembanyama all season already. Do you see Wembanyama and the Spurs as legitimate competition for the champion Oklahoma City Thunder, who won last night to go to 6-0?
Not yet. Not yet, Tony. And by the way, people know Wembanyama now. They don't know Castle. They know Castle from UConn, but they don't understand that Castle's going to be. When I saw Castle in college, I thought he's the next SGA. He's on that track. Last night, he had something like 24, 8, and 6. He's a perfect complement to Wembanyama.
Yeah.
He's just, and I told you before the season, not when it started. This wasn't bandwagon hopping. I told you Wembanyama is the guy to watch. That's the deal. Shohei and Wembanyama, these are the two transformative athletes worldwide today. My man, the 17-year-old soccer player. So, Tony, I don't think they can challenge OKC yet. It's like watching a young Jordan's Bulls when Jordan was MVP and he was averaging 37 and they couldn't beat Detroit. What?
You listening to me?
Yeah, you mean Lamar. Yes, thank you. But it's like watching young Jordan when he could not take out Detroit. He could not take out the bad boy Pistons. I don't think.
Let me say it like Brian
Wemby
Kelly would say it.
enough.
Enough. Let me say it like Brian Kelly would say, "You're welcome." You know, like that Southern accent. Look,
the show needed
I was amazed. Yeah. I was amazed that this is the first time San Antonio was ever 5-0. Are you telling me that the teams with David Robinson and Tim Duncan were not 5-0? The 5 championship teams, none of them were 5-0. I was absolutely floored by that. Let me just mention, let me mention a couple of things. And I know they're statistical and I know you hate them, but let's do this. Wembanyama, in his first 120 NBA games, has more points than LeBron. He has more blocks than Akeem Olajuwon. He has more threes than Steph Curry. They are the all-time statistical leaders in these categories, Mike. He has more rebounds than Karl Malone. Like, this is an unbelievable yet undeniable resume. And so even though the thing I hate most about the NBA is talking in October about something that might or might not happen in June, Wembanyama is special. I mean, I concede that, though, to be fair on one thing, Mike, the first 4 teams that they beat were pretty much dogs. Dallas fired Nico, and the Pelicans and Brooklyn and Toronto combined record 3-16. Let's take a break. Still to come, LSU and Penn State have vacancies after firing their incredibly smart, handsome, and charismatic football coaches. Come on, people. Which school has the better job? It's time for toss-up. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, finishes the show, realizes he was in his mid-40s when the new manager of the Nationals was born, then dry heaves in front of the bathroom mirror. What's first?
Toss-up, better job, LSU or Penn State?
I just want to say family again. I love saying family. I sound like Charles Barkley, except he was born in Alabama and I was born in Boston. Brian Kelly, born in Boston. Okay. Penn State was a very good job for a long time because they didn't fire coaches. They didn't do that. It's amazing how quickly LSU fired guys who won national championships, and in my case, fired someone who did not win a national championship. But the fact of the matter is, it's easier to win a national championship at LSU. Though I think right now, James, LSU is the worst job because the governor of Pennsylvania is not attempting to pick the next coach at Penn State. And the governor of Louisiana has set himself up as the athletic director at LSU. And you know he wants to pick the next coach. He's already forced out the AD. I think a lot of good coaches are going to go, I don't know about that place. I think LSU really looks bad right now. But I would just ask you as the Penn State football coach, how did you lose to Northwestern? How did that happen?
Tough school, smart kids, purposeful, good line play, kicked our butts in state cup. By the way, BK, I got some candy corn. I got the Brox.
Hey,
any other candy corn is fraudulent. You got to have the Brox.
I don't like candy corn.
Candy corn.
Okay.
I'm just saying. The rest of it's a mess. It's the greatest candy in the world, candy corn. The better job is Penn State because all you got to beat, because there's one school that is automatically ahead of you. Only Ohio State. Don't tell me Oregon yet. I don't want to hear that. Michigan goes, they go up and down, the school up north. They're not always in your face. It's Ohio State. While in the SEC, you got either Alabama or Georgia every year and sometimes both. You got Mississippi popping its name into the conversation. You got Florida, which is going to get a good coach and give you a problem. You got so many schools in the SEC that can win. In the Big Ten, you don't have that. Yeah. So, Oklahoma, Texas, you got Texas.
Indiana's moving up. Indiana's moving up.
They are moving up. They're moving up. Oregon. But Penn State's got one team above it. Ohio State,
All
and
right.
I don't trust them. So the answer is Penn State. Get yourself some candy corn and a James Franklin sweatshirt. You're good.
The Jaguars' two-way rookie suffered a non-contact knee injury while playing defense in practice on Thursday and will miss at least 4 games. Hunter had been moving into the team's #1 receiver slot and was coming off his best offensive game of the season. 8 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown against the Rams. Last year's Heisman winner has played 67% of the Jags' offensive snaps and 36% of their defensive snaps. The team has had all sorts of injuries at receiver, and head coach Liam Cohn said, quote, "It's definitely not ideal timing," unquote.
Tony, the thing that surprises me is that he's played so many more snaps on offense, given how he came into the league. But, Tony, the thing that worries you about this kid is the workload. How many plays can you play? I know it happened in practice, but the workload, the number of plays, the stress, the wear and tear on that body. There's a reason why nobody does this anymore. I got to ask my dear friend Roy Green out here in the desert, who did it at those 2 positions, what that must be like today.
He came in the league wanting to do it. They're giving him the opportunity to do it. I'm sure it makes him very happy.
Yeah.
Let's go to the big finish. The WNBA and the Players Union agreed to a 30-day extension to their CBA. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I just want him to get a deal. Just get a deal. That's all that matters to me on that issue. Puka says he feels fantastic and is ready to go Sunday against the Saints. Is that a big deal?
He's a great receiver, and the Saints are not going to give him hard opposition. They're 24th in the league, I believe, on defense and points allowed. Deshaun Jackson and Delaware State beat Michael Vick and Norfolk State. Your thoughts?
Happened in Philly, where they played together in that city and were big stars. That was very cool, Tony. Breeders' Cup this weekend. I bet you're intrigued.
Yeah, Sovereignty was scratched in the Classic, so my friend Eddie likes Sierra Leone. That's a race I like to watch, the last great race of the year. Last one, the Bulls and Sixers each try to get to 5-0 tonight. Do you like their chances?
Maybe the Sixers better. The Bulls get the Knicks in Chicago with hometown hero Jalen Brunson. It's going to be hard. I'm watching that. Time to get into ball night, Tony. Come on now.
We're out of time. We'll try to do better the next time. I'm Brian Kelly.
And I'm James Franklin. Have a great weekend, knuckleheads.